Okay, everyone? Thank you. Thanks, Luke.
Luke, commiserations wasn't to be here at the O2, but to be involved in a thrilling final. Can you take so much from that in defeat?
Yeah, of course. You can't win everything. That's the end of the day. You can't. I thought I played it right tonight. There was a massive wind coming across the stage. It's not bitter, but it's been like the last 5 out of 6 weeks, to be honest. So it's something that I've had to get used to. Luke had to deal with it. We spoke about it before the final. He said he struggled with it. I struggled with it, but we still managed to put on a good game. And after the 10th leg, it was lovely. It allowed us, I think, when you see, to be able to play a great darts then, because the wind stopped coming across the stage, and we was able to play a fantastic game. If it would have been like that from the 0 leg, result probably would have been the same, but it might have been an absolute thriller. But he did fantastic tonight, and he's the rightful champion.
What's it like stood behind a player when it's almost as if they can't miss? Because that little 5-leg blitz that he puts on would have put anyone away.
Yeah, I'm capable of them 5-leg blitz as well myself, so he could have been stood behind me watching me do that. I could have been stood behind Michael van Gerwen, him doing that to me, and Luke could have been sat behind Michael Smith doing that. We're all capable of it, but he does it more often than most people, and that is what puts him as one of the top players in the world, doesn't it? And I think that's why, me, Luke, Mike van Gerwen, Michael Smith, all the top players in the world, because we're capable of things like that under pressure. And he showed that tonight, and that's why he's the deserved Premier League champion.
Is it not a surprise anymore when he does this? It's the story now around Luke, just a world-class dart player winning games.
Yeah, well, it will get to that point one day. I think everybody's desperate to see him win, and everybody wants to see Luke Lilla win. It'll get to the point where probably people in 10 years' time will probably end up being like Phil Taylor, and no one wants to see him win anymore because he wins everything, and that's what the unfortunate events that happen. But he's won his first major title. We all knew it was coming. We didn't know when it was going to be, but it was always going to happen. But he is, of course, he's beatable. He's definitely beatable. But tonight he wasn't, and he was. If we look at it as a whole, he was definitely the deserved a champion, and I'm sure he'll win many, many more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Luke, you two have contested now the World Final and the Premier League Final. Sure, up to the last major final.
I hope not.
Does it almost feel like Barney and Taylor a little bit?
Them two are legends in their own rights, but of course, I can never promise you anything, but I'm sitting here, you'd hope that there's going to be many more major finals between us both. I don't sound big-headed, but I do feel like we are the two best players in the world. I don't know if everyone else agrees. I just think that's probably the right thing to say. I'm not going to sit here and say Luke's better than me. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm better than Luke. I think we have that level that anybody can beat anybody. But of course, he won tonight and he was the better player. But I do feel over the next, if he wants to play that one, Luke, 15, 20 years, we could see many, many battles in major finals, of course. And I hope that's the case as well.
And this is your Premier League debut. Do you remember what you were doing 12 months ago before you'd even won your first major?
Well, I certainly wasn't sat watching the final. I wasn't watching it. I actually can't remember what I was doing, but it was a privilege to be a part of this. It was a fantastic season. I'm really, really proud of the way I conducted myself. A great league season for myself. I think it was 100.5 average. I couldn't have asked too much of myself. 4 nightly wins, making the final, 102, 103 average in the final. I did all I could, played my best. It wasn't enough, and that's what it is sometimes. You can't always win everything. That's why I said up on the stage, you can't win everything. There is other great players in this world, but I am gutted, of course, but I'm really, really proud of the season as a whole.
Cheers, Luke, thank you.
Luke, you're obviously good pals. You practiced together before the start of the night as well. Is that difficult to suddenly become rivals on stage? We talk about it all the time that that's difficult, but what did you say to him at the end?
No, it's not hard, because I've had it so many times where you're friends with people. I love Luke to bits, we get on really well, but when I'm on the dartboard, we're not friends. You want to beat each other. What did you say? What did I say to him at the end? Yeah. I said to him what he said to me, because when I won the Worlds, he was so mature. He said, go on and celebrate, and that's what I said to him. Go on, remember what you told me, go on and celebrate, because sometimes when you win such a big tournament, you just don't really know what to do. And I didn't know what to do when I won the World Championships, and he said to me, go on and enjoy it, and go on and celebrate, and I did. And that's why I gave him that bit of advice back, because I didn't want him to feel like he had to be too respectful or not celebrate. I wanted him to go on and enjoy the occasion, which he deserved. Thank you.
Luke, how excited are you for what else is to come this season? Obviously, you're off to New York and you've got the World Cup match play.
Yeah, it's so every week we've got so many competitions to play. You cannot sit here, be disappointed and be down. There's so many tournaments to be involved in now, which is the great thing about darts. I think 20 years ago there was like 4 or 5 major tournaments, and you could sit there and be disappointed for 2 months, whoever, in them days, and you'd be disappointed for such a long time, and it'd be hard to build yourself up. Whereas now, there's a competition every week. So, I've got New York next week. I want to go into that and win it. Of course, I want to win everything I'm playing. So, I'll go to next week. I'll enjoy myself, and I'll be hoping I can win that. We've got the match play, of course. That's another one that I'll have my eye on in a few months.
Look, it seems like you and Littler could really form a rivalry now for the next 10 years. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, I do agree with that. I think there's definitely a reasonable thing that could happen. Of course, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, there's going to be other youngsters that will come through, and they may take Luke's shine away from him. There could be another great youngster that comes through. Who knows? Because he was able to do it at such a young age. There's obviously going to be other players out there that can do the same. So, but I do believe that it takes a lot to be one of the top players in the world of darts, and he's definitely one of them. So I do feel like over the next 5 to 10 years, for definite, that we will battle out for many, many major titles. And I hope that's the case as well.
Do we forget how young he is? He's 17.
Yeah.
He's doing that on that stage, 9 darts.
Look, you can be as young as you want, but the way he deals with the pressure is what is, he's a fantastic player. But the way he deals with the pressure is what, to me, is the most remarkable thing about him. And
He's
I think
only a better shot, isn't he?
yeah, well, he can do, but it gets to a point where you watch him, you think, how much better can you get? He's already at a level where you think, can you get much better? He possibly could, of course he could, but the thing for me that amazes me about him so much is his composure under pressure more than his talent. For a 17-year-old to be so composed under pressure is what impressed me the most out of everything, to be honest. And that is one of the key things you need to be a top elite player, is the composure under pressure, and he's got it. So if his talent shines through even more and more, then he'll win bags and stuff.
Penny, for your thoughts, you go into your break at 5-5, you pulled it back to 5-5, and you come back from the break, and he does you with a 9-darter. Do you just what goes through your mind at that moment?
Not much.
We're thinking here, you cheeky beggar, but I mean, it's a...
Not much went through my mind. Obviously, I was really proud of him, really happy for him, because a 9-darter in such a big final was obviously absolutely insane. But it's just one leg to me, so it didn't change my thought process of the way I thought. I didn't think when he hit it that I couldn't win the game. I just, as you see on the stage, I was really happy for him, really proud of him, because he hit such a fantastic 9-darter in such a pivotal moment in the game. So, but it didn't change my mind, my thinking. I still believed I could have won, but he went on a fantastic run of legs there at the end and showed why he deserved to be the champion.
A lot of sport is based on rivalries, or Frazier at the Ashes, Ben v Eubank, but you two just don't look like you've got it in yourselves to dislike each other. It's a very friendly.
You're talking about boxers that don't punch each other's heads off. We're dart players. There's a complete difference.
It's a fair point, but you seem to be the best of enemies, should we say?
Yeah, because what's the point of animosity in this game? If you walk into a room and you have animosity against someone, it's not a nice place to be around. We're around each other all the time. I don't want to have that animosity towards him. I'm sure he'll come in and tell you he doesn't have that animosity around me. We just get along, and that sometimes happens in sport. There's many sportsmen that they just don't get along because they're enemies, because they think that each other's better than the other. I don't think we think each other's better than the other. We both know how good we are, but we have utmost respect, and I love that about him a lot, because if he didn't have that respect for me, I would feel a little bit hurt, because obviously I've achieved a lot more than he has, but he's got that respect for me, which I like, and I've got that respect for him, because we both get along really well. We both relish each other's talent.
Is there anything you can try to put him off his stride?
No, there isn't, because I wouldn't want to.
Speeding up or slowing down or getting ahead of it?
No, because I wouldn't want to do that. That's not cheating, but I don't want to put him off, because at the end of the day, if I do things like that I've had against me, I'm trying to do things that's not natural. I'd rather beat him at his best, and I think he'd rather beat me at his best. If I do things to put him off, what does that make me? It doesn't make me a real champion, does it? No, I want to play him when he's at his best. I would never ever try and put any player off, let alone Luke. If I was to beat him tonight, it probably would have been at his best. So I would have walked away and been so proud that I beat him at his best, rather than trying to put him off, because I wouldn't want to do that.
So what can you do when he's on a run like that?
I can be better. I think we see in the World Championships. I can be great as well. Just tonight he was better. At World Championships, I was better. You know, then things happen. We might play each other in the final World Match Play. I might be better, but you don't need to do anything to put each other off. You know, we're both sportsmen. At the end of the day, we understand what it takes to win. There's nothing you can do to change anything. He was just better tonight, but like I said, I was better at the Worlds, wasn't I? So, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter. He couldn't do anything to me in the Worlds. I couldn't do anything tonight. It's just two great players going at it.
Go on, mate, you go first. Okay, Luke, well done tonight.
Thank
Phenomenal
you.
performance. First and foremost, just talk about the crowd. 40,000-ish record.
Amazing.
What was it like?
Yeah, it was insane. It was one of the greatest crowds I've been involved in. First of all, they were absolutely respectful. I had no boos, whistles or anything when I was throwing darts, and that's what you ask for. It's up there, one of the greatest crowds I've been involved. Obviously singing Michael Smith's song, Michael Van Galen's song tonight, Luke's song, my song. It was absolutely incredible tonight. The crowd should be very proud of themselves because it was one of the best I've been involved in. They all celebrated us all in the same way. It was a pleasure to be a part of.
You turned conductor as you came out for the final, geeing up the crowd. Is that song staying now, is it?
It's definitely staying, of course, but you know, it's important to get the crowd involved in it because it's nice to, you know, they pay their money to come and watch us. It's nice to make them feel a part of it, you know, and I haven't had the best song for many years, but I've got a good song now, so I wanted to feel a part of it, and it was a good feeling for me.
There's a lot of talk of rivalry, but I'll put that aside and talk of you both as top of the tree at the moment, youngsters, and move on a little bit to inspiration, because we all talk about Luke Littler, but you're playing a part of that now. It wouldn't be great if he was smashing everybody each week, and you're giving him, you know, great competition as you did in the Worlds and here tonight. Are you seeing a change in darts? Are you seeing the popularity rise from kind of within it?
Yeah, I am seeing it. You know, it's the sport has grown massively, but a lot of people think it's just because of Luke Littler, but it's not. I think the whole, you know, I'm part of that now. I don't care what anybody says. I think I'm part of that popularity rise. Luke's let's be honest, a main part of it. But you know, you got Mike Van Geel, Michael Smith, Nathan Aspinall, Rob Cross, there's so many great players in darts now, and you know, it's growing massively, and that's fantastic for us as players. It's going to mean bigger prize funds, bigger tournaments. You know, we're really excited for, you know, the future. I definitely am, for sure.
Final one from me. What are 6 months? I know you go to the States soon, but let's just reflect slightly. What has kind of been the best bits for you? How have you changed as a person? What's life changed?
What's been the best of the last 6 months?
Yeah, well,
Being
no,
world
not
champion.
not the Andrew Darby, but how has life changed for you?
Yeah, it's changed because it's really busy, and it's you know, 100 miles an hour. Everything's fast, and you don't really get much time off. I'll look forward to New York because I get some time to enjoy myself and spend some time with my girlfriend as well, that we're both going together. So, you know, it's going to be really good. I'm going to really enjoy it. But I'm going to go there to win. I want to bounce back. I want to win. You know, I want to win in New York. It'd be a great feeling for me. But just being involved in these massive events is all I ask for. And you know, 6 out of 7 major finals for me is absolutely fantastic. So if I can keep building on that and keep making finals, then you know, it's always going to take a tough performance to beat me, like I said, and it did tonight.